Next up is Formula E, transition from combustion to electric vehicles. We have Christine Thompson, is a senior vice president at Veramonte. Veramonte is an investment group that does real estate and entertainment and is also the key investor in Formula E, which is a global race series featuring electric cars.
Hi, everyone. Hi. It's so good to be back here at AREDAY. We actually first launched and introduced Formula E to the U.S. market at the 10th anniversary AREDAY. So it's always an honor to be here, and we're always stunned at the caliber of brilliant minds that Sally and Chip are able to attract. So it's an honor. I don't know if you guys have seen, but we have our Formula E car out front. And I just want to give you guys a little bit of information on the series itself. So Formula E is the FIA's, it's sanctioned by the FIA, and it's the world's first global all-electric car racing championship. So we don't like to compare ourselves to F1, but if you've heard of Formula One, F1 racing, it's the same idea, governed by the FIA, but held in global cities across the world. And actually, I realized today, did you realize this? Today is the 13th of August, so 1 month from today is our official launch in Beijing of our inaugural race. We're so excited! Thanks, guys. And then after that, we go to Putrajaya, right outside of Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, and then over to Buenos Aires and Punta del Este, Miami, LA, Berlin, Monaco, and the finale in London next June. So it's really cool to be here again this year and know that that last year Formula E was a little more than an idea. We didn't have our teams locked in, we didn't have our cities locked in, and today we can stand in front of you and say that we have amazing partners such as my personal favorite, Leonardo DiCaprio, who partnered up with Venturi to own a team. We have Alain Prost, we have Mahindra out of India, we have China Racing, we have Jay Penske and Andretti. So we're really excited about this championship and the way that a startup has been able to attract firepower like that. Oh, I want to give you some stats. Everyone's always asking about the stats of the car, so I'll just go ahead and tell you. It's 220 kilometers per hour. The acceleration is 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. The torque is unbelievable. If you guys get a chance to test drive the Tesla, get them to take you to where there's an open road and put the pedal to the metal, and you can feel the torque and how different it is from a combustion engine, which is why the acceleration is able to be so impressive. And then we have the battery life is 25 minutes. And yeah, those are the stats everyone always wants to know. Can we roll that video so you guys can get the vibe, and then I'll continue.
The race to the future is about to start.
I don't know about y'all, but that gets my heart pumping fast. So exciting. So something that the media is always talking about, it's how fast the cars are going. if the cars are going to sound like golf carts, the answer is no. They sound like spaceships. It's like Tron. There is a sound. It's the whole idea of going to a car race and not hearing the engine. That's one of our major roadblocks, I would say, what everyone contests us with. But because we're in this environment today with like-minded people, I want to take the opportunity to share our perspective on what Formula E has the opportunity to become as the investment vehicle behind it. So we identify a number of amazing opportunities in Formula E, starting with the fact that at its core, it's a global series, and it's a platform for accelerated innovation in technology in the mobility sphere. If you think about all of these teams that are going to be competing to produce the fastest car and use the newest technology, and then one day in Punta del Este, a car wins by a landfall. Landfall, is that the right word? A landfall. And everyone's going to start asking, how did that car do it? What's going on? And that team is going to be able to explain how their innovations have affected their performance. So while it is also accelerating adoption in electric vehicles, especially the millennial crowd is our main target, it's also a window to what is possible today as it's being innovated. So instead of a big box company buying up technology, shelving it for 5 years and waiting until they get their ROI on their last thing they released, we have the opportunity to showcase these technologies as they're being innovated. So engaging the millennial audiences is a big deal for us. We want to make electric cars sexy and cool. And we also want to approach it as so much more than a race. I don't know if you guys know Robert Lavia, the Chief Investment Officer of Veramonte, but if you get a chance, introduce yourself. He's awesome. One of my favorite comparative analysis little nuggets that he gives is that Formula E is basically a Trojan horse. To us, the race itself is about 10% of the equation. It's like we're shining this bright, shiny object over here that's enveloped in entertainment and sports. And then once we engage those audiences, it's like an organic way to inspire them to care about issues that we're facing on our planet, as all these issues that we've been discussing during this conference. So we have a really unique opportunity to combine those two elements, which are usually in their own silos, and bridge those gaps between awareness of what's going on through an entertainment vehicle, like wrapping a pill in cheese and feeding it, to a dog. That not that anyone's dogs, you know what I mean. So there are a lot of prongs to this. Another favorite element is the legacy program that we're going to be able to collaborate with global governments. At its elemental level, we have to collaborate with cities all over the world and the government teams in order to make the race happen. But we recognize the opportunity to cultivate those relationships and then activate them later in order to inspire them, to show them in terms of what infrastructure they can put in that's more sustainable. It's kind of like a club. Once you're a Formula E city, you're in this club of being a more sustainable city. You're taking steps towards showing the world that you care. So we want to give these governments the tools to really start to input the philosophy into building out their city in a way that is going to be more beneficial for generations to come. And then as far as the technology innovation, I know I've touched on this a few times, but there really is a cool opportunity that we've seen just in the year before it's even started. We've seen so many amazing minds come to us out of the woodwork with ideas on how to innovate in technologies that they have that they can see integrating into the platform, and people are just really excited about the elements that we see as the most important. The race is cool, it's awesome, but the real opportunity is in how we approach this that envelops all of these issues and gives us an opportunity to address them together. So we have today, the next panel, my colleague Sven Hackman is going to be moderating, examples for you of technologies that we've come across that are so interesting to us, and they're examples of how we can showcase new ideas on this platform.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks for remaining. Yeah, it's a great honor to introduce and moderate the next panel. before I moderate the next panel, I just wanted to second what Christine said, the importance of connecting with this demographic of millennials is so timely. The thought leadership that is in this room and that has developed so many of the, the knowledge that was presented here and at other conferences needs to be activated. And we believe that the millennials that already get sustainability, technology, social justice want to activate. I think what is missing is our ability, all of your ability to connect potentially with that audience, to serve as mentors, and really, bring a lot of the research into reality. So we're certainly contributing through Formula E. So the next panel will introduce innovators and we'll discuss innovation, and there will be a big idea. Actually, like last year, we had the opportunity for the first time to introduce Formula E. Today, we have the opportunity to introduce a big idea. And that big idea will be introduced by Graciela Chilinsky. It's clearly one of the most credentialed thought leaders in clean tech, academia, and business. And I know that there is a timely announcement, so why don't you start and then we'll get into the discussion. Thank you.